Robin Fiked at Stamping Country, and today I'm going to show you how to make these gorgeous tea lights. We're going to start by stamping our window. I want to stamp that first so that it has time to dry. We're going to use the white Stays On ink because the Stays On ink is designed to go on non-porous surfaces, and we're going to use the Vellum. The Vellum is cut at 2 3/8 by 3 inches, and that's going to create the window. And we're going to use this stamp set called Happy Scenes. It has some pretty fall and winter stamp sets. This is only going to be available for a little while longer, so if you want it, now is a chance. We're going to go ahead and ink that up. I'm going to do some pine trees. Going a little far up. So that's going to give us our pines. And I also want some snowflakes. So we're going to find, but they really just look like little dots. I guess that's the block I need. And we'll add those. This does take a little while to dry, and that's why I wanted to do it first. Next we're going to create our bag, and we're going to use the gift bag punch board and a sheet of Whisper White cardstock that's 8.5 by 11. Line it up horizontally. We're going to start with the start line. It says start line, so everything's going to start there. So we're going to place that in there horizontally. And remember I said we were going to do the medium. The medium works with the when it's 11 inches wide. So we're going to go across, and then we'll go down where it says medium. Now we're going to, where we just scored this line, we're going to go over to the start line. And this time we're going to work on the gusset. So you want to go across again. And do the triangle, come down for the gusset. Did I go across? Oh, I forgot to punch. And I should have punched to start with too. So we're going to backtrack just a second because we're going to punch every time. Okay, and then the other thing we want to do is go down where it says side. Okay, and that completes the gusset. So you have here, here, and then the line in between for the gusset. Now we're going to go over to our last line here, our side line. And we're going to punch. We'll go across. Now you're sort of doing every other one, so this time we're going to do this again, and we're going to come down and do the medium. Now we're going to move this line over to the start line, and we're going to do the gusset again, or the side. So we'll go do the triangle, the gusset line, we'll go across, and we'll do the side. Did I punch? Okay. And then we're going to do it actually one more time. This is going to be the little flap. We're going to take this line and bring it over to the start line. And we're going to punch. This is going to be the bottom of the bag. And we can go ahead and snip this little, you don't need that. It's just in the way. Okay, now for the top, we want these holes to put our cording through. So we're going to use the back side of our punch board. And what I have found, actually let's just get those out of the way. They look like little traffic cones or something. Is if I score this first, it's easier to see lining everything up. So I'm just going to score on those lines. This is our little tab. Now we're going to punch our holes on each line, but skip the gusset lines. Don't punch there. And you have this little foot, and that's where we're going to line it up. So we're going to line it up and punch. And we'll line it up and punch. Line it up, punch. Notice I'm skipping the gusset lines. And punch. We're actually going to do it one more time. We need one more hole right here. So we're going to line that over to the left side of that foot. And we're going to punch. It's just going to make one hole this time. So we have that all ready. And now to create the window. Now you can do all sorts of measuring, and you could use your cutting tool, but basically I'm a little lazy when it comes that way, and I think simpler is better. So for my window, I've just cut a little template that is 2 7/8 by 2 1/4. And I'm going to place that where I think I'm going to want my window. I'd say about there. Center it. I'm going to trace around it. Yeah, any grade schooler can do this method. Whoops. Haha, I say that and it moves. And we'll okay, and then all we're going to do is cut this out. So just take your scissors and cut the hole. Now the next part is purely for decorative purposes, and I'm going to use my Winter Wishes set, which is a set that's not going to be with us much longer. It actually will retire. They'll stop making them on December 28th of this year. But I want the little pine bough and the pine cone. I'm going to use Mossy Meadow ink. We're just going to decorate a little bit. Stamp as many or as few as you want. And then I'm going to use some chocolate chip ink. Stamp a few pine cones. I do love this pine cone. And ta-da! That's all there is for that. We're going to cut our window frame with the Hearth and Home framelit dies. You want to make sure to put the rough side down because that's actually the part that cuts. And then we're going to place that on our big shot. And sandwich it between our two cutting pads and then run that through the big shot and it'll cut that out. And then we're going to frame up our window. So we'll take our window frame, which is, you'll want to flip it over to the back side and put our adhesive along the edge of our window. You want just a light trail. Place that on there. Give it a minute to dry here. And then we're going to do it again so that we can put it on the window itself. So you don't see the edges of the vellum because it's going to be sandwiched in between. Turn that over. And we've just created our window. Simple, simple. Love this tear tape. Super strong, but it's real easy to use. So we'll put a piece of that there. And the bag goes together super easy. Pull that off. Make sure that's lined up on the bottom. Okay, And then for the bottom, these two are going to go in and one's going to go on top of the other. So we're going to need some more tape here. Peel that, and that's going to create a nice strong bottom. Now if you want to make it a little bit stronger, you can go ahead and cut a piece of chipboard cardstock and place that in the bottom of your bag. And it does make it just a little bit sturdier because we're going to put a tea light in there. Well, we're almost done. It looks really great. We could add the tea light right now, but we're going to add some cording and then make a little flower.